Hey, I'm Eric O'Keefe. I'm here with Julie Ray, and Julie is another amazing member, and she's here to talk about her story, her results, everything that she's experienced, and her story. So, Julie, thank you so much for taking the time to come out today and talk about this. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, so let's kind of step back. Let's set the stage for anybody who's watching this and kind of just let us know, kind of fill in what it was like the big emotional thing or the big struggle that you were trying to overcome that led you to start training here.
Oh, I used to teach aerobics, dance aerobics, many years ago. And I taught for like 7 years. And I
Mm-hmm.
taught a spinning class. I taught a powerlifting class. And I enjoyed fitness. I enjoyed working out. I enjoyed going to the gym. Um, and I did it for many years. And then my mother passed, about 3 years ago. And I just lost all enjoyment for fitness. Um, I just lost it and didn't really care anymore. And I put on a lot of weight. I wasn't working out. I didn't care. I just didn't care. And my health took a downturn. My blood pressure got out of control. Um, and so I knew I needed to do something. So I had met some young ladies that had went through one of Coach Tam's classes in one of her sessions,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and they were doing well. So I said, "Well, okay, I'll check it out," and I did.
Okay, and so once you get in there, right, you're probably a little apprehensive. Like you had some background, so you knew some of the training stuff. You knew what to expect, but kind of what was a little bit different walking in this time. What were some of the things that you noticed that maybe stood out that you hadn't experienced from some of the things you'd done in the past?
Yes, I went in with the idea that I would be getting like, okay, so a meal plan and workout and whatnot. Teach me this is what you need to do, this is what you don't need to do. I was looking for that. That's what I was expecting. But she has a component that's different um, from other weight loss programs, I would say. Is there's a mind piece, there's a component where she helps you to understand or try to understand why you're at the position that you are. Why, um, what is it internally
Mm-hmm.
that you might need to look at that will help you sustain weight loss. Once you lose the weight, if you're not taking care of the stuff underneath or the mental block or whatever it is that cause you to eat or not try to work out or whatever, she will help you discover what that piece is, and you have to work on that piece along with the exercising and the eating right and whatnot. Otherwise, you'll lose the weight, and if you haven't dealt with the mental piece, you could eventually end right back up where you
Right.
were.
Now that was kind of a surprise to you. That's something you weren't expecting when you walked in. Yeah.
Very much so,
Okay.
yes.
Was it a little nerve wracking going down that route? Was it kind of scary in a way? Like, okay, I'm gonna go in an area where I may not want to venture into, or you weren't expecting to.
Exactly. It scared me at first, quite honestly. And I'd shared this with her before, but some of the things that we delved into, it made me think, it made me remember some things that I had tried to forget. And I mean, everybody's got a little something that they're, kind of tuck away. I don't want to look at
Of
that
course.
anymore.
Yep.
But she teaches you that you have to unlock some stuff. You have to unlock the baggage, and you end up looking at things that you really didn't want to. But there's something. There's some kind of trigger that you need to address and deal with it in order to be successful in weight loss.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that wholeheartedly because it helped me.
Yeah.
I dealt with some things. I looked at some things that I really didn't want to look at anymore. But she helps you using the word of God. She helps you uncover those things, how to address those things, and she gives you the tools that you need that when those things come back at you again, how you can combat those things.
Got it. So there's it's a kind of like a full circle type of thing, right? You go in expecting, I'm going to train, do this, focus on losing some weight, getting in better shape, that kind of thing. But she's really giving you the most important tool, and that's how to manage those things, which can help you balance everything else out.
Exactly,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay. And so when you had gone into her, right, what was, we talked a little bit like kind of what the big issue was, but were you starting to have some health concerns yourself personally? Like, were you starting to, was weight creeping up? Were you anything along those lines that kind of really things that you said, I really need to get in and solve this?
Yes, indeed. I was buying larger size clothes,
Mm-hmm.
and over time, even the larger sizes that I was purchasing, I couldn't fit in anymore. My blood pressure was out of control. Let's say that high blood pressure is a silent killer. Um, that's what the doctors tell you. But when your blood pressure gets to the point to where you feel something, you feel off, you can hear the blood pressure, you can hear it rushing in your ears when you get headaches a lot standing. It's just when you know you're at a point to where, okay, your health is in jeopardy, you've got to do something. I
Yeah.
was at that point.
Okay.
I was at that point.
And so you go in, right? You start going through this mental, emotional process, diving deep, but at the same time, right, you're going to venture in and start doing the training side of it, the physical training. Is that correct?
That
Okay.
is correct. Yes.
Okay. Kind of walk me through what that is like, basically, like how that experience is, because you do have some experience in training others in some of that stuff. But how is that like? So someone walking in knows what to expect.
Okay. Like when I taught aerobics, it was an hour long class. The music's bumping, and everybody's got on their little tight workout clothes, and they're just a sweating and a hopping and a going, and you can get lost in that if you're not prepared, or if you're just coming in off the street, like I was in a sense, to where I was at a point to where, okay, I know I need to do something. My health is out of control. My weight's out of control. I can't just come in off the street like that and get in a big room full of hundreds of people, everybody jumping around to the same song. You get lost in that and you can get discouraged. With Coach Tam's approach, though, it's so far different from that. It's personal. She takes time. She recognizes you. She takes time to speak with you. It's at a, I won't say a slower pace, but it's at a manageable pace. She always says your pace, your race. So you don't feel like you're in competition with other people around you. She helps you to focus more on your journey. And if she shows you modifications, which is awesome. And if you can't get your knees all the way up, it's okay. Do what you can do. And as long as you're consistent and follow her program, and she does have a one-on-one piece where she talks with you as well. So long as you're consistent, follow her program, come to the classes, just do your very best, you'll get there.
Mm-hmm.
And I was surprised because I was so used to going at a hard pace, and I could teach, and we go at a hard pace and sweat, and everybody's all excited, you're sweaty. But when I got into her class, when I was at the point where I was and then got into her class, yeah, I was apprehensive because I knew I couldn't go like that anymore. And I didn't need to. And I felt comfortable with that. She helps you feel comfortable where you don't feel like you're out in some big gym and you're lost in a crowd.
Yeah.
It's a personal. It's a
Is,
personal thing.
is it like, right? You talked about some of the other people and not being competitive around there, so there's a community built in. Is it kind of like a family type of feeling, family type
That,
atmosphere? So,
that's perfect word for it. Yes, it's a family atmosphere. It's family camaraderie. It's awesome.
so you have not just the support from her, then the others are supportive and accountability ties in as well.
Yes, that is true. That is
Okay.
correct because the people that are in there, everybody has their own journey, but it's almost the same.
Mm-hmm.
I might be going something. There was a different trigger for me. Maybe my mother passed. That was my trigger. Somebody else could have had something else going on with them. And when you come into Coach Tam's group, you're able to support each other, and you learn what else is going through, but you're all in this together. So everybody that comes in is coming in with different types of baggage, so to speak, but we help support each other.
Okay.
So yeah, it's definitely a family thing.
Okay. And so now you're working right on the deeper part of the thing, the deeper emotional issues. You're diving into the physical side of things. You're getting full rounded. So as you go through this and you're kind of going through the process, what are the results that you've seen from this?
Mm. I've definitely I love fitness again. I am not 100% back, but I'm like maybe 85% there. But I love fitness again, and I think about what I'm putting in my mouth now. Um, and times when I'm maybe having a not so good day, um, it's okay.
Hmm.
Um, it's okay, and I have friends that I can reach out to if I need to. Um,
Have you tracked or anything, right? You talked about blood pressure had gone up, the weight. Have you tracked any of the numbers kind of like where they were before, kind of like where they are now? Have things progressed in that area as well?
my blood pressure is under control. I still take blood pressure medication,
Hmm.
but it's under control now. I have definitely lost weight, and trying to remember when I started with Coach Tam, I was a size 18, and 18s were tight. Um, I can now fit into a 12 or a 10, depending on how the 10 is cut.
Right.
Um, so
Okay.
I've lost some weight. I've got more energy. I'm more excited. I've joined a gym, and through Coach Tam Fitness, I've started boxing.
So you had more energy. Did you notice any other things like maybe sleeping patterns? You notice maybe you're sleeping better or anything along those lines?
Mm, yeah, I do sleep a whole lot better
Okay.
than before. I
Okay.
still have issues, but
And now you'd gone through right a lot of the she'd given you keys and tools on the emotional side of things. Have you noticed, let's say something pops up or there's something that's triggered, have you found ways, is it easier to manage some of those things now?
yes, it is. One thing that helps is working out. Exercise.
Right. Right.
Exercise definitely helps that.
Yep. Okay. So you've got through this full circle type of package, right? The physical side of things, your training, you have the emotional and mental side of things, sleeping better, energy's better. Would you go as far as to say that this has been a life changing process for you?
It's definitely been a life-changing process.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, what I want to do is I want to shift gears. You're talking a little bit about Coach Tam before, but I'm just curious. I want to know a little bit more about who she is as a person, right? She can help you go through certain things and train these certain ways, get you results, but as a person, you have a few words or phrases that kind of describe who she is.
Yes, I can definitely say that Coach Tam she's friendly, of course. Um, she's relatable. Um, the fact that her company 265 Point Fitness was that she was 265 pounds before she was at a point where she said enough's enough. She had to do something. And she has a book out that talks about her journey. And she gives you the book for free. And the things that she has in her book is like you can relate to lots of it. But just the fact that, and she has a picture on her board, so you can see where she was and where she is now, and how long she's kept it off. And she says it's still struggles for her sometimes. So she's definitely relatable, and I think that's a big piece
Yeah.
that helps a lot.
And it sounds like, and correct me if I'm wrong, right? She goes through, but it sounds like she cares about not just you, but like she cares about the people that she's helping. And it's not just like a business type of thing for her.
Oh yeah, definitely no. It's She does care indeed about the people that she's teaching and that she's coaching, um,
Okay.
and she's accessible. I appreciate that too.
Okay. And two more questions for you. And so let's say someone's in a very similar situation to where you were before you started working. Coach Tam, going through some of the similar things, hear your story. They relate to you, and they're thinking about working with them, but they're kind of on the fence. They're not sure. So what would you want to tell somebody, kind of push them over the fence and say, you know what, maybe Coach Tam's the right person for you?
What would I say? Somebody who's on the fence, I would make sure to let them know that it can be done. It's going to take some work on their part, but Coach Tam is right there beside you every step of the way. And she gives you the tools that you need, not just a weight loss or meal plan or exercise program, but the big piece that sold me was the empowerment piece, is what she calls it. And that's where you're sitting down with other people who are going through the same struggles and you talk about it. And you try to discover what those things are that threw you off course. And she gives you tools that you need to what's the word I'm looking for? She gives you the tools that you need to deal with those things, and she uses the Word of God to do that. And I think it's an awesome experience.
Okay. And the last thing is, right, you mentioned this has been a life-changing process for you. So let's say Coach Tam said, okay, you know what, you can, shuts everything down, and like you could never talk to her again, and this is the last time that you could ever say anything to her. So knowing it's the last time, what would you want to say?
I would definitely tell her thank you, because when I was teaching aerobics, wow, and it's crazy. When I was teaching aerobics and cycle, I remember how good I felt. And then when my mom passed and I just lost it, I remember how I felt when I lost it. Um, and I remember how going inside a gym would just be like, oh my God, I didn't want to be there, and I just felt awful. And I would definitely say thank you for helping me find my passion for fitness again.
Very cool. Very
I
cool.
think that'd be the biggest thing, would say thank you.
Well, Julie, thank you so much for coming on today, taking the time out to share your story. I'm really, really happy for you that you've seen the success that you have, and I just want to wish you the best of luck moving forward.
Thank you, Eric. I appreciate your time.
All right, take care.